Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Blue Collar Gospel Hour. I'm your host, Dan Denton. We're coming to you from Not a Duck in Any Row Studios. I'm here with my friend and somebody that I always refer to as my soul sister, my spiritual sister, Audamatik. How you doing, Autumn?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
Thank you for inviting me.
Yeah, that
Means a lot.
yeah. I was talking to our mutual friend Hunter, and I said I called you my spiritual sister, and he's like, man, I dig that. Like that's kind of how like you know.
Yeah.
So I met Autumn maybe, I don't know, a couple years ago at a place called The Trunk, I think,
Mm-hmm.
is where I first met you.
Yeah.
And that trunk is somewhere that'll always be special, I think, to a lot of us.
Yeah.
And so, anyway, yeah.
It was an amazing place. I credit and I let Paula know. Paula, her name was Paula Stormy Blacker. Her stage name was Stormy.
Hmm.
She passed on in June. But she did amazing things. She was from Chicago, and she came, and she had that. She said she had never done poetry before,
That's
ever in
crazy.
her life. Like she had,
That's crazy.
she
Yeah.
always wrote it. You know what I mean? She was writing it, as a hobby, a
Yeah.
release. But she never did like
But she
any
always showed up in
performance.
those notebooks and was writing and.
Yeah, and so she ended up connecting with Felissa.
Hmm.
And Felissa had owned a house across the street from the trunk, and she was renting there, and she was like, that'd be a great place, because there's no poetry stuff. She wanted to go to poetry stuff here, and it wasn't anything. So Felissa gave her a chance, like, hey, if you think you can do something, then I'll give you Friday,
Yeah.
so she's like, okay, and man, so many great poets. Artists,
Yeah.
musicians, all
Was you there
kinds of
that night
people.
that Bobby G showed up?
Yes,
Man, I'm telling
that
you,
was
Autumn,
amazing.
that is
That
a
was
night
amazing.
that
Yes,
I'll never forget.
yes.
Just so the audience know, I guess the 50 people that listen,
Okay.
and we appreciate every one of you.
Yes.
Bobby G's like a legendary old school blues musician from
Yeah.
Toledo,
Absolutely.
singer, and he showed up at the trunk one night randomly.
Yeah.
And
Did,
Stormy, being Stormy, she talked him into performing.
yeah.
And he stood up in the middle of the trunk, didn't even go to the mic. They brought
Yeah.
the mic to
No,
him.
he did not need
And
it.
he started tapping a beat with his foot and singing.
Yeah.
And man,
Yeah. And
like
then
like you
somebody.
just felt alive.
Yeah. That's how it was. Like I remember there was a guy. I can't remember. I can't recall who it was. I want to say it was what's his name? He's a part of Drew's thing with Booley Crosser. He he's he plays
Jake
guitar.
Pavica.
I
Was it
wonder,
Jake?
was it Jake? I'm
Or
not.
Todd Elson?
It could have been Todd.
Or could have been
It was either one of
Vester
those two.
Fry, one of
No, it
them.
wasn't Vester. It
Jake,
wasn't
maybe.
Vester. It was either Jake or
I think it was Jake.
but it could have been Todd. But anyway, he picked up and he started playing with him. That's the kind of thing
Oh,
that
yeah,
happened.
it was Jake. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
now.
He
Yep.
that's the kind of thing that happened. Like people that would never in a million years cross
The story
paths.
brought them together, man.
Yeah,
I think
yeah,
as I build up on these projects I'm working on with this studio, like you and I have talked a little bit, I want to do some documentaries, to learn how to make like short documentaries. Like we should do something like that to honor Stormy sometime, like maybe something about the trunk or like some kind of project like I think about that. Like I was talking to another poet earlier, my friend Mike Hackney, our friend Mike
yeah.
Hackney. And he
Another
was
poet
talking
that
about
came.
how like
He used to
you would
come.
show up to the trunk and you never knew who was going to be there.
Mm-mm.
Like there could be 5 people one night or there could be 25 people.
Mm-hmm.
Either way, it could be like the air sometimes just crackle with static electricity. Like you could just like Stormy built that, like everybody was welcome.
Yeah.
And she fed us.
I'm not even gonna lie. Like I got to a point where I started feeling kind of like possessive about it. Like,
Oh yeah.
I didn't want, like, who are, like, I don't want you.
Oh, this is our workshop. This is our
Like,
workshop.
don't come in here and mess. You got to know the rules if you're gonna
Well,
be
you
here.
gotta
Like,
pay.
well,
You gotta earn your chops a
yeah,
little.
yeah, yeah,
We've
yeah.
been, yeah.
I mean, as far as like, people come in and try to talk on the phone and try to like have
Oh yeah.
conversations. I'm not even like, Stormy checked me one night like, dude, what are you doing? You want to? Hey,
I remember Stormy
yeah.
telling me
I'm
one
like,
night she
okay,
was like, there was a guy that came a couple times, and she's like, yeah. She's like, he always wants to sign up first, and then he leaves. And Stormy was like a little upset about that. I'm like,
yeah,
man, Stormy gonna get me? Like,
yeah,
like, because it was amazing. We'd stay for 2 hours, and
yeah.
like it was.
It was.
Sometimes
It
you'd have
felt
an
like
hour break in the
family.
middle and out on the back deck. That was beautiful. And
Yeah, it really felt like
yeah,
family.
yeah, it
It
did.
was
It did
family.
really. Yeah,
It was family, and I just wanted to preserve that, and so it would make me mad when people would come and not respect the
yeah,
room.
yeah.
But she didn't really tolerate that. I think
She
I
had a way
learned
of
that.
like
She had a
enforcing.
way of letting people know, like,
Yeah,
hey,
in a gentle way.
yeah,
Where
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
She was amazing,
she was
man.
just an amazing host in general,
Yeah,
hostess. I
yeah,
mean, just great bartender.
yeah,
Like the trunk was a special place. And
mm,
one of the things that I think about sometimes is
yeah.
all the regulars that went there.
Mm-hmm.
All of us got better
Yes, yeah,
and grew
yeah.
because Stormy kind of like
She encouraged you.
created that. Yeah,
Yeah,
she and she would sometimes not even read her own work,
yeah.
and then she would. We talk her into it sometimes.
You know what used to trip me out? She really listened to
Yes,
everybody
yes,
that went up there. And sometimes, because sometimes I would come and I'd be like, man, I don't really have nothing this week. I don't really have nothing to say. I just was listening. Oh, she would never let me just listen. She would never
she'd
let me
throw out
just chill.
requests and
She
like
would yeah, she'd be like, hey, do that one.
yep,
Like,
do that one piece.
yeah, yeah.
Yep,
She knew.
yep,
And she would quote a line from whatever it was or something. And she would really listen like intently to everybody's stuff. If you came regularly,
yes.
even sometimes if you only came like one time,
She would remember
she
things.
would
Yeah,
remember you like, oh, you back.
yeah,
She never forgot a face.
yeah.
She was just generally like just an awesome,
She was. So let me
awesome
ask you,
person.
what kind of projects have you worked on in 2020?
Okay.
I've seen a couple of the recent ones, it seems, but
Um,
you're always working on something new and different, which is one of the things I love most about hanging out with you.
Appreciate that. Actually, I kind of feel like I've been doing stuff this year, but like I feel like I always have projects in development.
Yeah,
So to
I like
me,
that.
yeah, projects in development. So like to me, like well, like for example, the song my Yaya's that video I did for Mother's Day, right?
Hmm.
That came from a song that I wrote like 2 years ago for my mother for Mother's Day because I was broke. I didn't have I couldn't afford to buy her a gift or anything, so I wrote this song for her, and she liked it. I posted it on Facebook, and I was like, that's my gift to you.
Yeah,
And the rest, like a lot of people, like they liked it. It touched a lot of people,
yeah,
and
it did. It
so
was pretty cool.
and so I was like, I need to record it,
Yeah,
because I'm sitting in there. I look crazy in this video, like I'm in my house coat,
but you're
sitting on the
feeling it.
couch.
You gotta, you
Yeah,
gotta.
you know.
So let me ask you this:
Yeah,
do you ever get to like caught up in a project, or you get to a point where you can kind of see the end,
yeah. That's
and it
that's
doesn't
what.
matter if you're wearing your house coat, like you
Yeah,
just got to do it now.
yeah. I got to do it
Yeah,
now. Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
I
And
feel like
that's what it was. Like I just got to get it out. I got to do it. And so I did it. And then I was like, okay, I really want to like give it like a real concerted thing. So I finally went to the studio and recorded it, like and I did that like this year, 2020. That's
Yeah,
why you asked me like if we did anything new in 2020. Well, yeah and no, because that was just like, you know,
Well, you
another
did
step
that
of that
project with
project.
that video we were
And
just
then
talking about before the show.
and then I put a I did like a little slide video or something to it
I
and put
feel
it on
like
Facebook. Yeah.
I wish you would do more of that, and I don't know if this is allowed, like, as an artist to do this to another artist. But like, I don't even like. I've known you for a few years, Adam, and
Yeah,
we've like been pretty close, and we've hung out a lot, spent a
definitely.
lot of cool moments and a lot of hard moments together.
I think about you like a brother.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
But even I don't always know all of the things you can do.
I don't know all the things I
I
can
know.
do. I don't think
So
I ever
it's
want
kind of
to.
neat to see you throw that together. Like, not throw you threw it together because you
Yeah.
said you stayed up all night, like
Yeah.
2 days working on
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I did.
But you,
And that even
that
was
was like a
like,
little snip, a clip of you showcasing just some of who you are, and like we need more of that. Like look at Autumn doing 7 things and she's putting it like that's amazing. Like if I could do all those things, like I would love to. I'd do
man,
that all the time. Like look at me, you
man.
know.
Yeah, I just, some of it like comes from like different places, but like even that was like a continuation of an idea because I would see people and they would do those harmony
Yeah,
videos
yeah.
and I'm like, oh man, that is so
Well, you think
sweet.
about it, like Prince must have
But
done that because
yeah,
he
he absolutely
played
did
every
that.
instrument on all the yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
he absolutely did that. He did that before, all the tech and stuff
Hmm.
like that, and which was even
Man, I
more
thought about
amazing.
that. He must have did
Yeah,
that on like reel to reel and stuff.
yeah,
So like that's
yeah. So he played all
like
that
real
stuff.
work.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like that.
Real work. Yeah. So like I was thinking like, man, what if I could, I want to be able, I want to do this, I want to do it. I think, and so I just got it in my mind like I'm gonna do it today. I'm gonna do it
Yeah.
today. And so I just first the longest part, the hardest part about it wasn't even like recording it, like
Hmm.
recording the actual film or whatever. The hardest part was finding the program that would allow me, because I wanted to do what they call a Brady Bunch,
Hmm.
where you got the little segments
Yep.
within, picture in picture, and I couldn't find anything that would work for what I had, and I'm not even gonna lie, I was being kind of cheap because they was like, you know, like you can get up to 40 and you can unlock 20 if you get. I'm like, man,
Yeah,
I
it's
ain't
like
getting. I'm not doing it. I'll probably use this one time. I'm not doing that. And so I actually have a program that I've been working. I was telling you about that movie
yeah,
studio, and I was like, I'm just gonna like YouTube and figure out how to do it, and I did.
yeah.
And so that's a lot of my stuff.
Do
Like
you
I
do you
just
have a
figure out how to
YouTube
do stuff.
channel?
I do.
What
It's
is it?
automatic. Automatic at YouTube.
So search Audamatik on
YouTube.
YouTube
Yeah, www.youtube.com/automatic.
/ Yep.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay. Do you hear that, guys? Like check that out.
yeah.
Shouts out to
I just
Audamatik
do
on YouTube, man.
little things.
Yeah. Have you so it sounds like what you're kind of saying, which is something I've noticed, is sometimes if you like just show up and go to work, like those projects will overlap and kind of like build.
Yeah,
So it's like you do this and then like okay, well that leads to this and then all of a sudden you're
yeah,
like you're just working,
yeah,
but it's happening and
yeah. But it might be happening like for like years. Like
well, you might be working at it for a long
yeah. Like my friend, she gets so mad at me, cause she was like, "Is it gonna come out the computer?" Like that's
yeah.
when I put out my mixtape. Like, um, what was that about 2 years ago, year or two? I don't know, but anyway,
It's been about 2 years, I think.
I
I got a
caught
copy.
yeah, I caught it trapped in my computer because she used to always say like, man, all your projects they'll never see. You just abuse them and keep them locked up. Like you'll never bring them out. Like those supposed to be your kids. You don't care
You
nothing
know,
about
like
them.
that.
Yeah, and I'm like, she's
I
like, they
get
just
why people
trap.
are like that though, because like I have artists. We all have artist friends, and you're like, man, they do some cool things, and then you don't see any projects for a while, but they're working on stuff,
Yeah,
and it's like you can't make an artist do anything. You just can't. But it's like,
it's like, dude, come on. Like she would
yeah.
be like, come on. Like we were working, man. We almost we would go head to head because like she would do. She's prolific. Like she's an MC. Her name is Lady Red, and she's prolific. She writes like all the time, and she'll
Hmm.
call. So we do stuff, and
Those
she's like, I
consistent
want
people make me jealous
to.
sometimes.
She's like, right.
Because I'm kind of up and down and all around, but somehow things get done and it works. But
yeah,
like I've tried to like be that guy that schedules 5 to 6 p.m. I'm going to sit down with a cup of coffee and a clean notebook and a
yeah.
pencil.
I don't think it works like
I
that.
can't be that guy.
No, I don't think it works like that.
But there are
Like,
the people that are like that. I'm kind of jealous.
yeah, my friend, she's like, she'll be at work and she'll be like, think of something and she'll just write it down or put it
Yeah.
in. A lot of times she don't write it down.
keep
She'll like
notes on
keep it
my
in her
phone.
head,
I
or
can't
on the
keep nothing.
phone. And
If I
then
keep it in my head, it's gone. Like I'm going to lose it.
and then like so she wants to do the song and stuff and she's like, okay, I'm ready to put it out. And I'm like, wait a minute, Red, let me let's no, it's fine, it's good. I'm like, no, let's get it mastered. Let's do it. She's like, man, she done put out stuff that's like, I'm like, I feel like it's completely like raw, naked, and she's like,
Yeah.
it sounds great. It doesn't matter. Nobody cares if it's mastered. Nobody cares.
There's
The perfectionism.
we need more of that raw. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like you can definitely workshop and rewrite it, like the heart out of stuff. You know.
Yes.
And I think that's what made Bukowski great. That's what made Teddy Pendergrass great.
I made.
Was like the raw parts. You know,
Yeah.
Luther Vandross when he gets to like any artist.
Any artist when
You
they.
know, Bukowski, Jack Kerouac, all of them. Like it's that kind of raw. Like if you think about it, look at like the collectors, like for like records. So I finally bought a record player a year ago, and I only own 4 records so far, but whatever. I resisted because I was afraid I was going to own a bunch of records. I don't want to have a bunch of stuff.
Okay.
But if you think about it, like the collectors are always looking for that rare unreleased Beatles album.
Yeah.
Or that next mixtape that Bob Dylan forgot about that's not been edited.
Yeah.
You know, like they're always
Yeah,
looking
you
for
hear the
Tupac's lost albums.
You hear the mistakes.
Yeah,
You hear all
like
that
that's
kind
what
of stuff.
that's what
But-
the art lovers want. You know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that's kind of an interesting thing to think about.
But you know what? I've kind of like, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm kind of exploring that whole thing. I've been having the studio sessions with a friend of mine, and it just came on like a humbug. Cause at first, I went and I recorded Stormy. See how all this connect?
It all comes full
recorded.
circle, man,
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Yeah. So I recorded. It's funny. I recorded Stormy. Well, I had Stormy record one of her poems called "Cool Breeze."
Ooh, yeah.
And because we were gonna perform it live, and she wanted me to play around. She got this riff where she kind of does that. She does that Bill Weathers. Ain't no sunshine.
Yeah.
She kind of incorporates that in it, you know. So I was like, I know that.
You've
lick.
done some things like
Yeah.
that too. That's
Yeah.
I wish I could do that.
So anyway, I was like, I want to record it, so like, just have it, you know what I'm saying? So I brought him along to like do like some, other underwork under it, just to bring some more element to the song. And afterwards I had 2-hour block. That took 40 minutes. So we had the rest of the time, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So he was like, man, you just want to like just do some stuff, you know what I'm saying? And I'm like, yeah, we could do that. So we were gonna go into the booth. And he was like, man, I really don't have this set up for like a live situation. This is more like, rapper come in and they, do their thing over a track. I was like, what about the live room? Let's go in there. Let's hear. And he was like, yeah, I haven't done it in a while. Let's do it. So we just went in there. He sat down. He had like a couch, situation, and he mic'd us up and stuff, and we did it. And we was just going off the fly, like completely off the fly.
Organic.
And I thought I was like, man, this is gonna sound terrible. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I don't mean to sound like
no,
but like
it's okay. So
it sounded great. Like not only
if you're an artist, you know when it's good.
Yeah,
Like, like you can tell.
Yeah, it was really like it was good. Like
you don't have to give yourself permission to promote your work. You know what I mean? Hey, I know that because I struggle.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Hey, you know what I was thinking the other day?
Uh-huh.
Speaking of spiritual sisters,
Yes.
me and Stormy were both featured readers for the first time in our lives together at the old Broadway Bards like poetry reading.
Oh yeah.
And old Hod, who's also passed away, like I used to call him the last of the great wayfaring hippies, because he was like this free love hippie from like the '60s,
Yeah.
who was like a college professor. But he asked me and Stormy, gave us a chance. We read together as feature readers for the first time
Nice.
together, and that's kind of how I got to be friends with Stormy that night.
Yeah.
So that's kind of
Yeah. Everything.
like that was kind of a connection that. And then I found out she had just started the trunk then, and Han had found her by himself somehow, and so we all started kind of going to the trunk, and
Rest is history.
that man, that was
she
such
started
a cool
a
place.
movement. She started
She
a
did.
movement here, and
She gave us a chance to find our footing, and like a safe place to like try new things, and
yeah. I just want to keep that spirit alive,
Yes.
because it was a good thing. I think what poetry means to me is like what we were saying earlier. It's a record. I was here. I was here, and shit went down.
And this is what I saw.
Yeah, shit went down.
Yeah.
This is how I felt about it. This is how everybody felt about it.
Yeah.
This is what it was. This is, but not necessarily just, not even negative things, just everything. It's talking about like the whole experience of what it means to be human. And so when you go, the beautiful thing about the trunk, I know I sound like an old person. Like in my day,
No,
in
but
my
that was
day, but
it's been maybe a year and a half
Yeah,
since
yeah.
we've been,
right.
you
But the beautiful thing about that was you saw all kinds of humans.
from every
All
walk of life.
kinds of humans.
background.
Old humans, young humans, black humans, white humans, gray humans, straight
Family.
humans, conservative humans,
Yeah.
liberal humans.
Marty. He's in a class by himself. I wonder. I don't have his phone number, man. Somebody should check on Marty. I
Yeah.
don't have his number.
Yeah, I think the only person I know that might have a connection with him like
Bob,
that,
maybe.
Bob or
'Cause Marty ain't got a cell phone either. I don't think. Or if he did, it was an
Yeah.
old flip phone.
yeah.
He would show up and dance with Stormy. If Stormy would dance with him, rather,
Yeah, or Arnie.
Or Arnie.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have him over on the podcast soon.
Yeah, Arnie's cool.
He is like a guru, man.
I love Ernie. He's
Such
awesome.
a positive energy.
Yeah.
Like he just is. Like I don't even like saying that. Like I feel weird. I'm a factory worker. I feel like positive energy. But he does. Like he's like he. Have you
Yeah.
ever seen him like down? Never. Not once. I'm sure he is, but
Yeah,
like,
Arnie's
he's just
Arnie's
a
just
free
got
human.
Arnie's
He's a free human.
He is. He's awesome. I love Arnie.
I heard him read for the first time at the Bards. That same one that me and Stormy read at.
Uh-huh.
He did a poem called "The Radio in My Head."
Oh yeah.
It was
I
a
like
poem
that
about
one.
him carrying an
Yeah.
imagination or an imaginary.
Yeah.
I'm tired. An imaginary ghetto blaster on his
Yeah.
shoulder, and he like did the performance while he read it and did it from memory.
Yeah.
And I thought, holy shit!
Yeah,
Like,
Arnie's
that's
amazing.
performance art,
Yeah.
The radio in my head.
Ernie's fearless. I learned fearlessness
That's what art.
watching
yeah.
him. He is.
It makes me want to be like more
fearless.
free, more
Yeah.
more unafraid, more. I was thinking as I was telling you that you have some poetry that incorporates like some singing, right? And it's cool, and I wish I could do that. That's a lie, Autumn. I have a few pieces like that.
Yeah.
I'm just not fearless enough to like try to sing a few lines. You know what I mean? So I don't do them.
Mm-hmm.
Like I have some.
You
maybe
should
I need
do
to
it.
like.
Just
I got to
do
be more
it.
fearless too.
Just practice it. Like practice it when you're like.
I did manage to quote a Howlin' Wolf line in this book I just finished. That old Howlin' Wolf, man. That's a.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna sing it though.
Ooh.
I was listening to this morning when I got up and I was drinking my coffee.
Yeah.
Like I've been on a big like blues kick. I was listening to the Sun Seals, and I'm like, man, like that's a reminder that I need to make art you can feel.
Yeah.
Because when those blues masters are playing, like it's just
It's
like I
emotion.
tell everybody I love the blues the most because it's art you feel. Like it's
Yeah.
literally the only color that has a feeling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've been getting into blues myself, like really connected with it lately because like you said it's something, and it's not even necessarily like the lyrics or the story of it, even though that's definitely a part of
A
it, of
part,
course.
yeah.
I mean, that's core essential to it. But for me, I don't know if it's just like because I'm a musician, but like some of the nuances in the music itself,
Yeah.
it strikes a it strikes something in you like where you just have to recognize it.
Yeah.
You know, it's powerful. Sound is power.
It is. Speaking of like feeling in the blues,
Mm-hmm.
my producer from Incessants Productions, works at the same factory I work in.
Mm-hmm.
When I was talking to him about my podcast, and he was asking me, he's like, "Hey, what kind of intro would you like?" And all of a sudden, he's like, "Hey, I think I can make you one. Well, I will make you one. Like blah blah blah. I'll charge you this." I'm like, "Oh, sweet."
Mm-hmm.
And it was a blues guitarist playing in the studio that weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and like I felt like that was like the universe saying, "Okay."
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it just happened. That guy was coming to his studio that weekend when I was talking to him a few days before that about my podcast.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it kind of just worked out that way.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like when things work out like that, I should pay attention enough as
Hey,
an artist that's trying to stay in touch with what's going on in the world around me to say, okay, that's what I'm supposed to do. You know?
I gotta say this while I'm thinking about it. You love blues. You need to check out Heinz Farm.
Oh, me and Libby
They're
went on a
open
date there, one
again.
of our first dates.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
They opened it again. Remember, it was
yeah, I
closed for
did.
years.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
they
know,
opened
John
it
Lee
again.
Hooker played there,
I'm
and
pretty.
BB King.
Everybody played
Yeah,
there.
and Toledo, that history
Legends.
there,
Yeah,
and like,
legends.
oh, man, that's
Yeah,
amazing. That's
yeah,
amazing history. Matter of fact, once we get past this Corona stuff, I hope I can get out to places like that and find a way to get some of those people on the podcast and like work with them a little and figure out
yeah,
how to build our community to where we're a destination other artists want to visit. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like, hey, because Autumn, if you think about it, for Toledo, for being a small, like not small, but middle-sized Midwestern city,
Mm-hmm.
we got a pretty cool network of artists here.
Yeah,
A really good network of artists.
I agree.
Like, there's some incredible,
Yes,
like,
absolutely.
artists,
Yes.
and we all love each other. We all work together. Like, we need more of that. That's
Yeah.
sometimes the only thing that's kept me going.
Yeah.
you
I
know?
I, I hear you, man. I I say my my keyboard has been a friend of me when nobody else could be my friend. You know.
yeah.
Yeah. It's I think a lot of people have relationships with that like that. There are
Yes.
it's a way to like kind of reconnect with. It's a way to disconnect but from others people or whatnot.
hmm
But in another way, it's a way to connect with something bigger
hmm
inside yourself.
I feel
Yeah.
like Mike Hackney. I just talked about this earlier, by the way,
Mhm.
when he stopped in, another good poet friend of ours,
Mhm.
and we were talking about how sometimes you kind of need to step away from the workshop
Yeah.
and you need to like be alone for a while with your
Yeah.
art, with your work.
Yes.
And Mike was saying that, like he said this year reminded him because they can't meet up with his workshop.
Yeah.
And he's like, I told him, hey, that's fine. I need to like stay home and learn how to do this on my own sometimes. And I thought,
Yeah.
man, that's kind of cool too. Like that's right. I do need to shut the door and lock the world out,
Yeah.
and see what happens.
Yeah.
But
I realize that's an important part. I think part of the years um Cause I don't have the same output that I once had. I'm not even gonna lie. I know it waxes and wanes, you know. But like I had my own space for it. You know what I mean? I had like an entire like room that just that, and I closed the door and I'd be lost like sometimes for days, like
Yeah, well, that's
lost for
I have
you
that
know.
now. Now that I built the studio, I have that
Yeah,
again.
it can
Yeah.
happen. It can
Yep.
happen. You know, your
I'm down here sometimes and I'm like, holy shit, it's midnight. I gotta get to
yeah,
bed.
like dang, like I missed everything and everybody. But um, that's when you can like just really hone in and lock in, and you can go over the things for hours and hours and stuff. Now, when you don't have that space, that privacy space, it's like even if you do sit down and try to do something, somebody knocks on the door, somebody calls you, your spouse comes home, they turn on the TV, it's dinner time. It's you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like all those things come and you're like, okay, I can't even focus on it. It's like I know I'm over here and everything, but I hear and see everything else going on everywhere else, so you can't like just lock in.
I had to recently. I've started like when I get really because 2020's been wild. Like my ADHD's been worse. You know, like it's harder to focus sometimes this year.
Oh
It seems
yeah.
like there's so much going on.
Oh yes.
You know, Stormy passing away was huge. And
Yeah.
in the middle of a pandemic, and like
Yeah.
we couldn't do the things we wanted. We should probably do to celebrate. You
Man,
know.
my anxiety, man.
Yeah. So, but
That's a real thing.
sometimes lately I've noticed like I've been putting my phone on airplane mode. So like nobody can call me and my phone can't distract me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's something that yeah, you got to get close to the microphone. You can hear you, but
It's low, huh?
see, yeah. See how that
Yeah, I
moved?
got
Yep.
it. Oh,
I'm wondering how to use a DAW.
okay.
I don't even I can't remember what a DAW even stands for, the acronym.
Digital audio workstation.
There you go. Thanks,
Yeah.
Audamatik.
Yeah.
Audamatik is also a producer as well as a poet and a painter and a musician and an artist and a videographer and a wonderful, beautiful human being who sometimes posts adventurous recipes and food art even. And one night randomly when I just built the studio, one of the coolest things of like organic friendship, she showed up and said, I have this record, and I know you should have it. And it's a copy of the 1985 Chicago Bears Super Bowl Shuffle,
Yeah.
which made me a Bears fan. And she, like, I had that record, and I lost it somewhere. I can't find it for years. And
Yeah.
Autumn shows up, and, like, now it's in the studio. And I'm like, man.
Yeah. Yeah. I knew you were a Bears fan, man. And
And
I
the
know
3-0
Bears.
Chicago
And,
Bears.
and you're not like you know. Well, nobody who's a Bears fan is a bandwagon type of person. But
No, but
you know, you've been riding with the Bears forever. I know that you grew up
yeah.
with in Illinois. So I'm like, this is for him. This
That's
is for him.
crazy. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it's amazing. It's like,
Yeah.
there's a lot of love, and even in 2020, maybe because we need it more. I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
You know.
I think the coronavirus, as horrible as it's well, it's just a wake up call. It's like a reset button. I think
Yeah.
it came to kind of make us like have humanity
Yeah.
because it's indiscriminate. It doesn't care how much money you have. It doesn't care where you live. It doesn't care who you are, man. Like the first people that were getting it, if you remember, first people that were getting it were world travelers.
Yeah.
They were like, celebrities.
Yeah.
They were heads of state, man. You know.
Well, and I feel
So
it's been, unfortunately, it's made worse because we live in a really crazy world where not everybody is living in the same reality right now.
yeah,
So it's like we have to like figure out what to even fucking believe sometimes. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well,
A little bit.
I believe everybody's telling a little piece of the truth, but it's a
Yeah.
jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
So you gotta You got,
And
hey,
I
this piece
know
doesn't fit. This
not
piece,
everybody learns at the
yeah,
same pace. Even not that I'm the most learned person, because I'm not.
no.
But like,
Who could be so pretentious to be like? Wait a minute, I said pretentious. Who could be so pretentious? No, no, but seriously,
it
who could
depends on
have the
which. It depends on which level of waxing
yeah.
and waning of mental health you
Who
catch
has
me in.
the
Out.
balls to be like, yeah, I know so much stuff, and because I know so much stuff, like I'm not gonna listen to like anything you have
Do
to
you?
say.
But do you know people like that?
Hell yeah, I know
Me
people
too. That's
like
what I'm
that.
saying. When you said who could be so pretentious, I'm like, I thought of a couple names.
Yeah, and you like, man, I love to.
As long as nobody puts my name in that category,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I like to shut people down with that, like by just simply asking questions. You don't even gotta give an answer. It might not even be an answer to it, but like questions and
Yeah,
you know unanswerable. Like
yeah.
you don't know it all. None of us do. And
No,
that's the whole point. That's the whole point of
I feel like
this
I don't want
COVID.
to. You know, this is kind of weird to me, but I was telling my 9-year-old daughter, who is super intelligent.
Yeah.
She would one day we were talking about how if you have 100-foot tall tree,
Mm-hmm.
how does a tree defy gravity and get water out of the ground in its roots at the bottom of the 100 feet,
Mm-hmm.
all the way to the top of leaves at the 100-foot section? My daughter and I were talking about this.
Yeah.
Now I know that there's a scientific answer to that. I know it. It
Yeah.
probably taught me that in like ninth grade biology or some crap.
I don't you
I don't
know,
know,
that's
but
that's it's
I kind of don't want to know because it's sort of a magic.
it's like a mystery of
Yeah,
beauty. Yeah.
you know, like
I mean like
it's kind of cool that it just happens
if you
without my permission.
if you look at trees and stuff like that, I there's unity. There's a unifying. It's actually, I'm about to nerd out, man. I
No,
feel it coming on. I feel it
let it
coming,
flow.
man. But seriously, there's a unity. Some people say like mathematicians will call it Fibonacci sequence or the
Okay.
golden ratio, where like there's a certain order, a certain reoccurring like patterns that are present in all walks of life. Everything that is, I mean, even down to like the elements that it's composed of. Is most things are just composed of the same elements. Everything
Yeah.
that's living, you know,
Yep.
everything organic, you know, and so I was saying that because with the tree thing, right? How do they get the water from the roots up to the top of the? It's like I'm thinking it's got to be like trees have like vein systems, like
I
we
think they
do
do.
for
I think they
blood.
do.
Yeah, like we do how our blood like
Yeah.
circulates through our body. It's just that there. I'm gonna have to Google it, but I'm thinking
It
like
probably has something. Fuck, I'm not even going to say it
yeah,
because I'm too not a biologist. Is that a
yeah,
biologist?
biologists, yeah.
I'm so much not a biologist. I'm
Nah,
not even going to try.
yeah, I'm not gonna try to like explain it,
But
but I know.
I did
Yeah.
read. Here's a little nerd out part for you.
Mm-hmm.
I did read an article early, maybe late last year,
Yeah.
that scientists have, I guess, discovered
Yeah.
that trees and plants can talk to each other
Absolutely.
through their roots under the ground,
Yeah.
and that has like set my hair on fire. Like I'm so amazed
They're intelligent.
that these living things really do talk.
Yes.
Like that's amazing. Like I don't know what. Maybe I'm just like a
That's
factory
nothing
nerd. I don't
short.
know,
No,
but
that's nothing short
that's
of
that's
amazing.
amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
They have an awareness. They have a
Yeah, they have an order. They have a
yeah, they have an awareness
yeah.
where I have this plant at home called a Diffenbachia. I named it Melvin. But Melvin's cool because like there's a mechanism that it has, right? Where it protects itself.
Uh-huh.
this plant it emits like a substance where it can kind of give you like a rash if you like on it like too much. Like it's a protective thing, you know.
Yeah.
It can prevent itself from being attacked by bugs and everything else,
Yeah.
right? But Melvin kind of give you a warning because like once you get close to him, I promise you can like if I was to get here, let's say he's the leaf. I have my hands as I'm trying to explain it over the radio, but
Her hands
I
are
have,
about 3 inches apart.
my hands are apart. One hand is representing the leaf. The other hand is my hand. And once you get close to the leaf will start moving.
So the leaf starts waving and flexing.
It'll start flexing, like trying to like get away from me. Give me my space. Back up. Melvin would like get defensive, like, dude,
It's crazy.
why are you in my space? And then
Yeah.
if you don't do it, then it starts secreting that
Yeah.
substance.
That's crazy.
So it's like Melvin knows, like, I can't move, but like I'm definitely not gonna.
I feel like maybe, and I don't want to get too
defenseless.
deep either. This late at night on a Monday night,
Understood.
but I think sometimes I get like lost in rabbit holes in my own brain,
Yeah.
and maybe technology might be robbing us a little bit of maybe some of those things our ancestors already discovered. Like
Yeah.
I was reading the other day on Instagram how to like store your own aloe in the refrigerator
Okay.
from your own plants to have in case of emergency.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, man, like I feel like there's a resurgence of that right now.
Oh yeah.
And like
That's
we should have paid attention all along because think about this: Native Americans knew about that 300 years ago, 500 years ago.
All
and all of a
Native
sudden we're
people
like,
are-
oh, look
knew
at
it.
this Instagram video, and we should have been knowing. You know what I mean?
Well, it's always been known, but like, what you're saying is now there's value on that information.
Yes.
See,
Again.
it wasn't value on that information. That was looking like old wives' tale, or they didn't think it was
Those old wives sometimes are pretty smart, huh?
Yeah, they're smart. I mean, if you think like plants, even today, every drug known to man has like come from a plant.
And has medical benefits somewhere.
Yeah. So like, why not? People study plants, but why not? But it doesn't have to. You don't have to be like some botanist or something like that. Like everyday. My grandma knew plants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We tried to figure out how to make dandelion in the projects when I was 13.
Dandelion wine.
Speaking of like,
Yeah.
like we read about it in books and like when we were kids.
Yeah.
And like we were such degenerates, we were trying to like make sweet tea like it was terrible. Like we got drunk.
All you need is
but it
sugar.
was one time we got drunk by accident because we actually figured out how to like we had put a bunch of yeast in it.
Yeah.
In the sun and dandelions and shit.
You let it roll.
And it was rot gut disgusting.
I bet it was.
We got jacked up.
Yes.
And I remember getting in trouble. I think I was 14.
Very high alcohol
So
content.
I guess even then we were experimenting with
yes.
plants.
With experimenting with the plants. I mean, that's
to varying degrees.
That's
of
a test. It's a test
I
with
was
the control.
Sick. It was disgusting. I was sick.
Yeah.
But 14-year-old should.
That was the result of that test, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I hate to wrap this up early because you're so brilliant. But I can't even keep my eyes open.
Understood. This was fun, and I appreciate you.
Because you have things to say that I need to hear, Everybody needs to hear.
We all have to.
Yeah.
We all have to.
Yeah. Thanks for coming over tonight, Autumn.
Yeah,
and
my
celebrating
pleasure.
with us a little bit tonight.
Yeah, man.
Got some big news coming from the studio soon.
Big news.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is big news. It's
exciting
beautiful.
Things keeping me awake at night.
Yeah.
So thanks for coming over and hanging out with us. As always.
Anytime.
I always think we should hang out more, but then we get busy again. And let's
Life
not do that no more.
And working and bills and stuff.
Capitalism.
We are sex bomb.
Yeah. We're just like tax ID numbers. Okay, Autumn's stopping. All right.
I'm sorry.
It's okay. We're going to let you go. Thanks for listening to the Blue Collar Gospel Hour.